Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's a boy, Dr. Kouh here with the new what if, not the point, but this is a new, what if. This is called What If Issei Besto Friendo appear in Kouh Academy. But yeah, or mostly in Kouh. Not the point. This is basically none other than Total, but not the point. But yeah, let me just begin to this what if and let me shut the fuck up. And yeah, we go into one kind of rainy day. The only reason it's a rainy day is because, well, everyone is sad from the fact that, mostly mostly an old not transfer student. Yeah. Well, no, let me say it again. Everyone is kind of like mostly tired and sleeping, kind of. Someone's sad, but not much. But this is where, mostly, a bunch of people are kind of like in first hour, all tired, drizzly, and tired and other things. But yeah, it's not a really depressing day. Just someone, who's just tired, and of course, someone just eating in class because they didn't get to finish eating. They literally just bought McDonald's on the way over here, but not the point. There's a guy with brownish hair and of course like brownish, goldenish eyes. He's right now just eating. This is where he's like, The teacher did tell him to not eat in class. But of course, the teacher is also getting hungry from the fact that the student is eating. But yeah, the teacher is actually a girl with kind of like purplish long hair, with mostly kind of these purplish eyes. She looks quite strict, but of course, she just doesn't want to deal with like half the guys. She wants to deal with the girls because at least the girls are decent, somewhat. They're still perverts, but whatever. Now the guy the brown haired guy kind of sits next to two very infamous perverts. Now, of course, he's also considered to be an infamous pervert, but this is where, every girl is just kind of looking at the guy who's just eating. This is where, they're like, instead of being peeping on any of that, he's just eating, but whatever. And the teacher says, okay, there's going to be 2 new transfer students in the school. This is where, the girls and guys should kind of get up and hoping it's a girl. Mostly girls hoping it's actually a guy. A cute guy and other things, while the guys are hoping it's a cute girl. While the guy who's actually eating kind of already sensing who it really was, but couldn't kind of tell. It kind of felt like 2 people very interested to him. Probably someone that he knows, but he's right now just eating. This is where, mostly we go into, 2 people kind of coming in. A guy that looks to be quite tall and muscular. Yes, the mostly Kouh Academy can barely contain his muscles. This is where, he has a massive scar on his, left side of his eye. It looks burnt. He does have, mostly jet black hair into kind of a ponytail. Mostly he has in his back. Mostly it's like a, what's it called? It's like a ponytail, but yeah. This is where, he kind of just looks at everyone and kind of smiles. It's just such a big grin, like a big goofy grin. This is where, he does have black eyes. He does have a necklace near his kind of like mostly shirt underneath his like cool blazer. But yeah, this is where, he says, hello there, everyone. My name is, this is where, he also does have a dog tag collar, but not the point. Not collar, mostly a dog tag. I forgot what it's called. But yeah. This is where, he says, my name is Io Togo. This is where, mostly Ototo. And this is where, every guy gets disappointed. It's actually a dude. The girls kind of get interested a little bit, but he looks kind of scary. This is where, mostly the other girl, who actually is a girl. This time she looks to be a slender female with kind of tannish skin, or not tannish, kind of a little palish skin. But this is where, she kind of has yellowish eyes. This is where, she has greenish hair kind of going down a little bit. It's kind of like in a pop cut, similar to that Sona, but not much. But this is where, she then has very interesting sizes and other things. And this is where, she says, hello there. My name is Maya Zenin. This is where, mostly all the guys freak out. The girls just are happy, kinda. It's another girl, which disappointing, but yeah. But this is where, the guy who was eating noticed who it was. And this is where, the 2 guys who were actually mostly in front of him actually wanted to question out mostly the girl. Because the teacher says, okay, give any questions? This is where, before anyone can even ask, like some of the girls wanted to question the guy. But this is where, the 2 perverts right now raise up their hand. And this is where Toto says, yes, do you 2 need something? This is where, mostly, they says, what? This is where, they says, what kind of fetishes are you? This is where before they can even go answer the question. Mostly this is where, well, the guy who was brown haired boy kind of gets up, and since he's sitting behind mostly both of them, he gets up kind of jumping on top of them and saying, Toto! This is where, well, mostly, not Toto, he says, well, yeah, he'd say, Toto, Besto, Friendo! This is where, well, mostly the brownish haired boy kind of like jumps off his two friends and kind of runs straight towards mostly Toto. And this is where, well, both of them dab each other. This is where, well, mostly everyone is confused. And this is where, well, Maya sweats, but of course she then smiles with a gentle smile at mostly the brown haired boy. The brown haired boy says, dab me up, brother. This is where, well, mostly both of them just dab each other. And this is where, well, mostly, what's it called? Toto says, it's been a while, Issei. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. I'm so sad you had to move here. And this is where, well, mostly, Issei chuckles and says, yeah, it was a pain, but who cares? This is where, well, mostly, Issei notices Maya and says, you look as beautiful as ever, Maya can. This is where, well, Maya blushes and looks away. This is where the guys go, what? You already know Maya? This is where, well, someone like in the back of the room, like it's mostly a bald pervert friend named Matsuda, and it says, what? How you know my future mama? This is where, well, mostly Issei glares at mostly Matsuda and says, shut up already. This is where, well, Matsuda says, yes, sir. But for some reason, he got scared of mostly Issei. This is where, well, mostly Maya says, always as protected as ever, Issei-kun. This is where, well, Issei kind of chuckles and says, hey, I'm just happy you two are here. Besides, is anyone else from Jujutsu High gonna come over here or not? This is where, well, mostly Toto says, not exactly. Besides, you already know how our group is. None of us really wanted to come over here. Especially Mekamaru. Mekamaru said, I am not coming over here. Fuck off. This is where, well, mostly Maya says, he's always grumpy as hell like that. But then again, he's always a robot. But who really cares? This is where, well, mostly Issei chuckles. This is where, well, mostly Maya says, so, Issei-kun, have you gotten any bigger from the last time I seen you? You look like you gotten taller. I wonder, did that? This is where, well, she looked down at mostly Issei's pants, and this is where Issei blushed a little bit, flustered a little bit, and says, well, if you want to know, Maya, so bad, maybe we can go somewhere privately to find out. This is where, well, mostly Issei kind of flirts back with Maya. Maya grins and says, sure, let's do that. This is where, well, before they can even do any of that, mostly everyone is just shocked to see mostly Issei flirting with Maya. And this is where, well, most of the girls who are in the school widen their eyes, seeing the pervert trying to take a chance on a new girl. But this is where, well, two girls with mostly candlesticks try to attack mostly Issei. This is where, well, Maya notices and she just gets angry. Now, of course, she's not very good in sword techniques, but she knows how to shoot a gun. But she's not going to pull out her revolver because Issei says not to. This is where, well, he decides to not get hit by the two candle girls. Instead, he just kind of grabs both of the candlesticks pretty easily and says, what the hell do you two want? This is where, well, mostly the two candle girls wind their eyes at seeing how most easily, well, they got caught by Issei. This is where Issei snaps both the candles away. Even though it's fucking made it out of bamboo, Issei still breaks it. Like, he did not care. And this is where, well, mostly Toto says, Besto, Friendo, who are these lovely ladies? You know, well, not really lovely, but still, they're not what I was expecting in this school. Yes, Toto, I know that you are looking for a tall female with a big booty. I haven't found one. Truly, this school was disappointing as hell. This is where, well, Toto says, I see. Quite disappointing. But you know, Besto, Friendo, I have tickets. Tickets for, this is where he says, like, the person that he always likes. And this is where Issei says, bet, give me. This is where, well, Maya kind of grabs Issei's ear and says, don't. This is where, well, Issei says, fine. God, Maya-chan, why are you so always angry at me? But I always just want to say one thing, Maya-chan. I always like your sizes. I won't like anyone else. This is where, well, mostly Maya blushes and says, shut up. Let's just go. This is where, well, mostly Maya drags Issei away from Toto. And this is where Toto says, Besto, Friendo, no! Jesus. This is where, well, before Toto can even say anything, this is where, well, Maya glares at him and says, shut up. This is where, well, mostly, basically, Maya just drags Issei to his desk. And, of course, decides to proceed to sit on his lap. This is where, well, Issei says, I don't really mind this position that you're sitting in, but still, didn't you want to pick any other chair? No, I like this one. It's comfy. And I can feel something rising up. This is where, well, she kind of flirts back with Issei, and Issei chuckles and says, well, if you want to see that thing rise even further, we might have to go somewhere in public or private, whichever you like. You know, Maya. Maya says, I don't like private. I don't want to see anyone nose around in our pleasurous time. This is where, well, Issei chuckles, and this is where, well, Maya just kind of giggles. This is where every guy is just right now having dirty ass thoughts, even the girls, and this is where, well, they can't believe that mostly either Maya's a big pervert, like similar to I Could Kill You, or she just already knew who exactly Issei was. But it seems that Issei and Maya seem to know each other. This is where Toto says, the witch got my best friend though. I shall save him. This is where, well, before he can even do anything, a book smashes into his face, and it was none other than Maya. Maya says, screw you, I'm not a witch. She growls at mostly Toto. This is where, well, Toto says, Besto, Friendo, I will save you. Do not worry. This is where, well, mostly Maya just like giggles. Well, not giggles, she just growls while Issei chuckles a little bit, but yeah. We go into a time skip of mostly the first hour being gone, and this is where, well, before anyone can actually leave, this is where, well, mostly the teacher, who was actually named Miss Scalfishin. But yeah, wait. So yeah, Miss Scalfish kind of was going to look around just to tell everyone that they can leave early, until she noticed one thing. The two new students named Ayo Toto and also Maya Zenon, and also Issei Hiro, which is not a new student, are all fucking gone. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, they left. They literally left early. That's where Scalfish says, are you fucking serious? Great. Instead of Issei being a pervert, he's going to be perverted with his girlfriend. I think their girlfriend. I can't tell. I cannot care. This is where, well, we go into mostly Toto saying, I guess I'll be in a different class from you, Issei. I'm so sorry. Issei chuckles and says, nah, it's fine. This is where, well, he then looks at Maya. Maya says, I'm going to be in the same class with you. Doesn't matter on which one it is. This is where, well, mostly Issei chuckles and says, really, Maya? Maya says, I'm not going to let any fucking slut touch you. Besides, you're mine, understand? This is where, well, mostly Issei chuckles and says, and what if another girl is? Then I don't care in who exactly she is, she's dead. This is where, well, mostly Issei chuckles and says, okay, Maya. This is where mostly before they can even walk away, or mostly Toto starts walking away. This is where, well, Maya is right now holding on to Issei's hand. Before before the bell can ring, there was really no one. And this is where, well, Issei says, hey, Maya. Maya says, yeah, Issei. How much will you hate this if I just do? This is where, well, Issei leans in closely and just kisses her. This is where, well, Maya's eyes widen in an instant. This is where, well, mostly she decides to lean into the kiss more. And of course, this is where, well, two people literally walk across this whole situation happening. It was a girl with kind of blackish hair and, of course, magenta eyes. This is where, well, she had her hair kind of in a kind of bob haircut. And, of course, her queen, who was named Sabaki, it has longish blackish hair and kind of brownish eyes, with one of them kind of being purple, but not the point. They see this and they're wide eyes. This is where, oh, they see Hiro. Sorry, I burped. Hiro Issei, who is kind of infamous as a pervert, is right now making out with another girl. And the girl seems to be leaning into that kiss. This is where, well, mostly they start kind of making out. And this is where Maya started kind of going down for Issei's kind of, well, manhood. This is our mostly Maya says. She starts breathing in hotly and says, let's just do it right now. I don't care. This is where, well, she whispers towards mostly Issei. Issei says, well, Maya, can't believe you're actually reaching down there. You're really in heat then. You're so pent up, aren't you? Aren't you being a bad little girl? This is where, mostly Maya says, I don't care. Fuck me. This is where, well, she says, and this is where someone coughed into her hand after hearing what mostly Maya said. This is where mostly they both look towards mostly the cough, and this is where, well, they're both embarrassed because they got caught. This is where, well, it's none other by Sona and her queen named Sabaki, and this is where Sona say, what are you two doing? This is where, well, he says, nothing. This is where Maya says, yeah, nothing. This is where, well, Sona says, in my office now. This is where, well, both of them say, fuck. This is where, well, Ayo, mostly not Ayo, mostly Toto for some reason had a bad feeling leaving the witch with mostly Issei, but he had to. He needed to get to class. His best friend though would be fine. This is where, well, we go into mostly A time skip of mostly Issei and Maya being in, well, mostly the mostly council room. Now, of course, the other people are confused and why the new student named Maya is here, while mostly the infamous pervert is here. But so some girls actually mistaken thinking that Issei did something to Maya, but of course, where Sanji noticed that Issei's there, and of course noticed Maya, and he was having hearts for Maya because she was beautiful. She had that greenish hair on her hair, natural green hair, darkish green hair, but yeah, yellowish eyes. And those were, well, she kind of had the look of she didn't really want to be here. Well, she was happy a little bit because she was with her kind of, well, considered boyfriend, but she didn't really want to be here that much. Okay, for some reason, I mistake her eyes for being yellow for being brown. Mostly the yellow color eyes, I think, is Maki's. Wait. But this is where, well, we go into mostly both of them just like blushing and looking away from mostly Sona, because Sona kind of caught them in the act. This is where Sona kind of just says, so, what do you two want to say about this? This is where Maya says, nothing at all. Besides, why would I say anything about this? There's nothing to talk about. Sona says, you realize you were basically making out with Issei Hyoto and trying to get him to, what do you say again? F you? This is where all the girls turned toward mostly Maya, winding their eyes after seeing how mostly Maya didn't flinch at mostly them staring at him, staring at her, and of course she was just giggling and smiling. This is where, well, mostly everyone just winded their eyes seeing this because they never expected the new transfer student to literally tell Issei to do something like that. This is where Sanji was glaring at Issei, which Issei kind of looks up and had an emotionless look and says, what? Do I have something in my face? Pretty boy. That's where, well, mostly Sanji says, you son of a bitch, you took my shit away from me. All the girls looks at mostly Sanji, and Sanji says, I mean, you took the new transfer student from the list. Yeah. This is where he switch up because there's two girls glaring at him, and this is where, well, mostly Issei switch up and says, yo, Sanji, do you have a girlfriend? This is where, well, Issei question out. Sanji says, huh? Why the hell would I need to tell you anything? Do you know those two girls actually have a crush on you? This is where almost Momo and even once Toma kind of just like blushes a little bit. Yeah, this is where almost Sanji says, is that true? This is where almost Issei says, don't know. Why do you think they're glaring at you? If a girl hates the fact that you're talking about another girl, wouldn't it make sense that they have a crush on you? Oh no, just ask them out. This is where Sanji says, yeah, I guess that makes sense. This is where both Momo and Toma just glares at Issei, and Issei just looks at them with a bored look, but this is where Maya glares at them and says, don't you dare glare at my boyfriend. Now fuck off. This is where, well, making everyone wind their eyes again, except for Issei. This is where, well, mostly, Maya says, whatever, I don't care and why I'm here. I just want to go already. So this is a waste of fucking time. This is where, well, mostly, Sonoma should snap out and says, and what, let you two kind of F each other? Yeah, no. Don't worry, we won't do it in school proper. We'll do it home, I guess. This is where mostly Maya said. He says, yeah, that would have been a better idea than doing it here. This is where, well, not Maki, Maya says, that is true. So, what should we do then? This is where, well, he says, you got... No, I do not have it. You might have to go to the store to get more. He says, damn it. You didn't bring any? No, I didn't. And you were really expecting me to just do it without it? This is where, well, mostly Maya says, yes. You want to have a child? Oh, of course. She said with a very lustful and haughty tone. This is where, well, mostly Issei chuckles and might not hold Maya closely to him and says, but good, because I also wanted to. This is where, well, mostly Sona says, okay, stop. You two are not going to just have a child in the middle of my school. Well, it's not going to be in the middle of the school. It's going to be at home. Closed doors. With a lot of candles. This is where Maya says, shut up with the candles already. This is where Issa says, I'm just kidding. But still, it's going to be there with some things. And other things, and yeah, this is where, well, mostly making Sona blush and says, this is where, oh, he says, then goes into a little bit of details and what might happen. This is where making Sona, Sobaki, and all the other girls blush, and even Sanji, who's a little dense in it, just kind of wondering what the fuck is this talk. This is where, well, we'll see the girls kind of blush up a storm, while we'll see Maya is kind of just giggling, just chuckling about the fact that we'll see her boyfriend is kind of sadistic and a little bit about telling the truth a little bit, but not entirely the truth. This is where we'll see Issa says, and that's how we're gonna have our new child. It's going to be made by basically we'll see Hyodo, yeah, from the Hyodo family and the Zenin family. Other than that, I think that should be a good ending way of a detail, right? That should be a good, like, novel or something like that. This is Maya says, that is true. That should be a good novel because you didn't really tell him any of the truth. This is where Issei chuckles and says, yep, that is true. This is where the girls just blush and looks at Issei dumbfounded, and this is where, well, Issei says, what? I was just writing my new, what's it called, love novel. Yeah, that's what I was doing. This is where, well, they all glare at him, and this is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, whatever. We're already leaving. This is where we'll see Issei and Maya gets up, and this is where Sona says, no, you two get back down, get back on your chairs. This is where we'll see Issei says, no thanks, bye. This is where, well, before they can even leave, and this is where, well, the door opens up to see a beautiful red-haired girl with bluish, greenish eyes. She kind of, like, right now opens the door right in front of Issei, and of course, Maya, and this is where, well, she was confused exactly what was happening, until mostly she noticed the brown hair boy being Issei Hyodo, and Maya, who does seem to have quite an interesting energy around her because it's curse energy. This is where, well, she was like, huh? This is where, he says, excuse us, Grammary-san, but we need to be going. This is where, well, mostly Rias does. She, like, moves out of the way. Of course, she noticed Issei has a very powerful aura around him, now up close, and this is where, well, she kind of blushes because Issei does look kind of cute, but then this is where Maya glares at her and says, don't you dare touch my boyfriend. This is where, well, it had that aura of, yeah, don't touch him. This is where, well, we'll see that was happening, but this is where, well, we go into a time skip of Toto kind of right now talking to Issei in one of his classes because Maya wasn't there. This is where, well, most of Toto says, so how did you survive the witch? Did the witch try to take your children? Did the witch try to... This is where Issei calms down Toto and says, it's fine, Toto. It's really fine. Maya didn't do any of it like that. She's fine, okay? Besides, are we still going to go for that tickets? This is where almost Toto says, hell yeah. This is where almost Issei says, dab me up, brother. Yeah, that's where all they dabbing each other up, and this is where, well, mostly... And that's the thing in this where, well, we go into mostly a time skip of them kind of, well, getting out of school. But of course, Maki holding, well, not Maki, Maya holding onto Issei's arm. This is where, well, they're getting across a bridge. And this is where, well, a girl with mostly blackish hair and magenta eyes managed to kind of appear behind the group. And this is where, well, she then says, is your name Issei Hyodo? This is where Issei turns around. Maya also turns around. And of course, Toto turns around. Toto kind of sees this thing not being a human. Even Maya noticed it, and even Issei. This is where, well, she then says, would you like to go on a date with me? This is where, well, Maya says, fuck off, bitch. He's mine, now fuck off. This is where, well, mostly making, Yuma right now widen her eyes, realizing that someone already got to the sacred gear user. But this is where, well, mostly Issei says, excuse me? Sorry, but do you not see me kind of being next to my girlfriend? This is where, well, mostly Toto says, and what exactly are you? This is where, well, both mostly Maya and Issei wanted to avoid that question. This is where, well, mostly making Yuma kind of just scoff and say, fine, if you must know what I am, I'm a fallen angel. She appears in her fallen angel form. And this is where, well, a barrier appears around them. This is where, well, mostly Toto says, curse user. This is where Issei says, not exactly. This is where Maya says, what the fuck is that bitch wearing? This is where, well, both of them turns around to see what she's wearing. This is where, well, Toto says, I mean, if I was a big breast lover, I would have loved the sight of this. But I'm not. I want a tall female with a nice, big ass. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, yeah, if I was interested in right now kind of being, I don't know, pent up and horny, I probably would have loved the sight and probably would have died. Maya says, but you're not. You have me. Yeah, and you are much better than her. This is where mostly Issei kind of put his hands over her chin, mostly Maya, and looking into each other's eyes. Toto says, not the time, you two. We shall fight him, Besto Friendo. Issei says, you are right. This is where mostly Issei lets go of mostly Maya's chin and says, sorry about that. don't worry, I'll do it later. This is where Issei just kisses her in the forehead and kind of walks next to his best of Friendo, and this is where, well, both of them say, let's kick her ass. This is where, we'll see, Toto said. This is where, well, Issei says, you're on. Let's do that shit. This is where, well, they go into mostly a fist-to-fist handcuffs with mostly Rainer. This is where Rainer tries to shoot light spears at mostly both of them, but this is where both of them are easily dodging the attack. This is where, well, making Rainer gets frustrated and says, die! This is where, oh, she sends multiple light spears at mostly both Issei and, well, Toto. This is where, oh, they jump in mid-air, and of course, where, well, they both kind of, like, put their, like, feet together and use curse energy to jump out of the way with the light spears. This is where, well, Maya starts using her gun to shoot at mostly, well, mostly Rainer. But this is where, well, Rainer says, you bastards. This is where she gets hit in her arm, and this is where, well, she realizes that lots of damage. But this is where Issei and even, Toto appears. This is where Issei says, be gone from my life, bitch. This is where, well, Issei says, black flash. This is where, yes, Issei for some reason was up in the air. Well, mostly not for some reason. It was because mostly Issei managed to jump up in the air thanks to his curse energy. But this is where, well, mostly Issei says, black flash. This is where, well, he punched the shit out of Rainer like we giving her the 8-piece combo. This is where, well, she was knocked the fuck out onto the ground and she was just done. This is where, well, mostly Maya says, we should kill her. This is where Issei says, we should, but I don't know if she will have more companions. This is where, well, Toto says, exactly. This is where, well, mostly they look at Rainer and just decide to just take her, why not? This is where Issei pick her up, while mostly Maya's right now furious from the fact her boyfriend's picking up a slut. And this is where, well, she wanted her to be picked up, not some slut. This is where, well, they get to the house where Issei lives. Now, Issei lives with his parents still, so of course, this is where, well, when they see Maya and also, Toto, they were just happy to see mostly Maya. They're like, say, Maya-chan. This is where, well, mostly mostly Miko kind of just said towards Maya. Maya kind of says, hello there, mother-in-law. This is where, well, Mika and also, well, Maya just starts talking about girl talk about mostly about Issei and other things. And yeah, that was the end of it. This is where, well, we'll see Goto just gave, Toto a strong handshake and says, hello there, my other son. This is where, well, we'll see Toto says, hello there, father. So, are you still interested in seeing? This is where, well, he tells Issei in the concert, in the, meeting ticket. This is where, oh, he say, I had 3. Issei says, bet. Hey, dad, wanna go? This is where his dad says, hell yeah, let's go. This is where they take off, and this is where, well, mostly leaving Maya and even, Mika to kind of defeat the fallen angel if anything happens. This is where all 2 of them sweatshops, even the third, because yes, Rainer did a wake up just to see the guys run off. But yeah, other than that, I might end it off here for part 1 of this what if. Other than that, see you, bye, and yeah. So yeah.